Hello everybody and welcome back to Saxlingham. So it has been one slow winter since we got the sugar beet off. There has just been nothing. No one's wanted any jobs doing at all, and for our land there's been nothing to do, so we have just had to go move on forward 2 months, which brings us into March. So our first job is we're going to go and feed our cows, because unfortunately they have run out of feed by the fact that we've moved on so many months so quickly. So we're going to go feed these first, and then we're also going to go make our way, and we are going to go and put our peas in. So that pea field, well, what was the sugar beet field, that will need to be drilled and rolled in this episode. I did think about maybe going to put lime on, but I don't think there's much point in doing so. It says that the lime, is good, so it's sort of a bit of why bother when we don't have to. But right, let's get these onto here, and then like I say, we'll make our way down to the cows, get them fed, because we have 2 new babies on the farm, so we need to make sure that they all stay happy. This should hopefully be enough food to see them through. So how much do they have? Oh, they're full. Okay, so we can't give them any more if we wanted to. So we'll just leave that there. I know it's not the best for health and safety for the cattle, but you'll be right. We'll get this and we'll take this back. We'll leave the trailer here because I don't think there's much point grabbing that just yet, but I'm sure I'll regret that in the near future. We'll get this back to the yard, and then we'll go hop in the fast track, and we can take that up to what was the sugar beet field, and we can look at putting some peas in. And like I say, we're not going to be using pea viners, so do not panic. We are just going to be using the combine with the normal grain header. So we'll just leave this in here, and then I did off camera already fill up the seeder, so that's now full of fertilizer and seed, which will be very, very handy because it takes one job out of this. Because obviously this is where I think in one of the previous episodes I was speaking about the speed of things. What I liked about the Vardestad Rapid was it was 11 miles an hour, but you didn't get the fertilizer. But when you add that 11 miles an hour and then think, well, actually to spray it with fertilizer is 7, yes, you've got the wider width, but I think it would take slightly longer to do. So at least doing it this way, we're doing it at 9 miles an hour, so there's only 3 miles an hour difference, but you're covering more ground. So it'll be interesting, especially when we go do these other fields here. It'll be very interesting to see the difference. Right, we are going up to the sugar beet field to put peas in, which you'll see we've got peas selected down in the bottom. So since we drove up here, we did get a phone call saying whether we could do some rolling in field 40. So that is what we're doing, because that's where I'd like to build up the biggest sort of discount that I can get, because that is Walter, if I remember rightly. But right, let's get ourselves... I was going to start on the headland there, which would be the complete wrong thing to do. So let's just poke our nose in like so. And if we bring up steering assist, 2 headlands, yes please. So this is the one we want to start on. And then we will give this a whirl. It'll be nice to finally start using this. And like that, we are away. And to be fair, it doesn't actually feel that slow going at 9 miles an hour, and I imagine this field will be done in absolute breeze. So I've lost track of how long that took, but that was not. You do some jobs where you're there thinking, oh, please can this finish? But that certainly wasn't one of them. I completely forgot that fertiliser, it doesn't, we have used, 4%, 5%, but peas don't need it at all, which I'd be very interested, because I do believe that they suck nitrogen out of the air and put it into the ground. So if you look at the nitrogen in this field, we're at 20 kilograms per hectare by the looks of it. So I'll be very interested to see that if after this drilling, or after we harvest, whether it's put more nitrogen back in for us so we use less when we re-drill it. But it'll be interesting. Our worker seems to be going very, very slowly on the rolling job. So let's just see where he is now. If we go to... So depending on which way he started, he's about halfway, which makes sense that he's on 46%. But yeah, looking on here, there's not really much... Oh, there is a sowing job. What are they after? To grass in there for 5,000. So I was thinking about maybe going to have a look at a rolling job. 43 I think would be the one that makes sense, but obviously our roller's been used, so it all depends. And that was something else, but I'll just have a quick look at rollers, see whether it's worth buying two. Okay, I did download some more, but I didn't add them into here, so probably not worth buying two. But there is this. As we all know, wood chips you can make an absolute fortune from, and we were using this in Silver Run, and per trailer load was about £100,000. So it's very, very, very tempting, which does make me think, shall we just have a quick look? If we go to forestry machinery, because there's obviously a harvester as well, wood chippers. Yeah, so that's the modded one. So that's one that we've put in for 88,000 for half price. Yeah, there's a fair big difference. This is another one, but this one you actually hold it. So you have a hopper, but it's not a very big hopper. For 190. I don't know, but what I do need to look at is Field 32. Which is owned by David. Yeah, we're still miles off doing this, because I've got to think about our cows. So if we go, that one's sowing with grass. so we could maybe go and look at buying one of these. But I always look at the values of the price per hectare. So 84,000 per hectare. Why is 32? Okay, 32 is very expensive. What's this one? Walter, I'd rather use... Does Walter own all of these? Okay, David. I bet you David owns... Yeah, David owns the ones that haven't been drilled. We'll go have a look at these. I know we own that one there, but I am looking for a bit bigger a grass field. It's why I was aiming or more leaning towards 32. But we'll go down, we'll have a look at 31 and 30. And if we're going to 31, we might as well go put it in with some grass. So to be fair to our worker, he's not far off doing it. Yeah, he's well over halfway, and then the headlands, which that looks to me it could be 2 headlands he's doing. But no, he's getting cracked on nice and steady, there's no rush. Thinking on the other option is going for one of these fields here. Which that's 122. See, I don't know whether they could be worth going for. I know the only thing that puts me off them is the gates into them are quite small. You know, like these gates here, these are set back, which makes it a lot easier driving to and from. But anyways, I'm going to accept the sowing contract. I haven't done that turn well at all. We're going to accept this sowing contract. We'll get in. We'll put some grass in here. And I think it's too small, really, for us, is this field. So here, sowing. Let's accept the contract. And I know my only worry with doing this, well, it's not really a worry, but the only thing I'm hoping doesn't happen is we use a load of our fertiliser. But time will certainly tell. So it did use a bit of fertiliser, but luckily not too much. We have accepted another contract with Walter to do bale wrapping, and I am thinking that this could very possibly be the field for us. I know it's not ideal having, with it not actually being a proper field, but we can come in, cut the grass, and then get it ploughed. The gate goes the right way for us, so when we're coming in, which we'll most likely be coming in from this way, obviously if the gate opened out here, you'd be driving from this way straight into the gate, but with it opening that way, then at least that's somewhat out of our way. Obviously from this direction that we're coming from, that wouldn't be ideal, but I would imagine you would still be able to get in with relative ease. Yeah, like there, that would have got us straight in. Right, we're going to go park the seed drill up. We're then going to go find the bale wrapper, and then we're going to have to keep... Well, we could swap to the class. I don't think we've done much in the class. We could swap to the class and go up and get this bale wrapping done, where it's quite a hefty contract at £20,000. Just need to remember where the class is. I think it's up in that top somewhere. But yeah, there's loads that we need to do, loads that I would want to do. And it's just a shame that if we do buy this field, where if we're going to here, it's owned by Walter, which field 40 is owned by... Why is it a 15% discount? Oh, it is 10-15. And field 40. So we're going to have to do contracts for Walter all over again to try get that field. But that's definitely where I'd love to be at. But it's just whether is there any other grass fields that are not silly money. Oh, there's that one, but again, it's Walter. I don't want a field owned by Walter. Oh, there's David, but you're paying more for your money. 83,000, well, almost 84,000 per hectare. Waste here is 72. So that makes more financial sense. And the 84. So 29 would be a very good one to go with. But like I say, it's David. 28 I'm not too fussed by. But I'll have to have a really good look. Because what's C94? So 28 if we were to go anywhere. Anyways, let's park this up. We'll jump in the cars, get the BALE wrapper on, and I will bring you back when we're driving up to complete our next contract. I think I've said it quite a few times, but this really is a beautiful map. You know, I just love the feel, absolutely love the feel of this map. And I hope this can do round bales. Please be able to do round bales, otherwise we're going to have to go sort something else out. Brilliant, it does. So yeah, we're going to get on, get these done, and then see where we are. In an ideal world, our worker won't be far off finishing rolling. And I'll have to remember that when we next load up this, I'll go through all the mod lists and make sure that I install a few more onto this save game. I do love, as we drive past here now, and you're looking in there seeing all sort of our youngsters mixed in with the old lot. Be interesting, I don't actually know how many we've got. So if we go to here, will this... Oh, I don't really want to go and have to count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. But what I should actually do whilst we're here, let's just jump through the hedge, is go check on them, because I know we've got some very good genetics in here, but there could be some which aren't worth keeping. So like these bulls, they are all very high. That's an awesome bull. We need to make sure we keep that to the point of where when this is old enough to breed, I may make these because we can castrate them all now. So you'll see just there I press X castrate. So it may very well be worth, once these are old enough, to do that. But a 24-month-olds, they're not too old. But we have a look at here, 62. So that one's expecting one baby, and it's phenomenally good. 51, so that's just had that's just had a cow. Good, very high. That's a very good one. So likes of that one, that wants to go. So we'll fatten it up, we'll get a bit of money for it, and then we'll get rid. Same with that one. Again, we'll get it to about £1,000 maybe, and then get rid of it. So, oh, actually, no, 3 months. So we'll get it a bit further up than that. Very high, very good, very high. Well, looking at that, I don't think there's many that you really want to get rid of. I think we're doing very, very well with our breeding and getting these genetics bob on. I did realise when we were wrapping that field that if you look at our BALE wrapper, we are down to 2 bars on there, so we are going to have to buy some more there, and that has given us now, Walter grants us 20% off one of his fields, which if we do just, I know I've done a lot of this flicking backwards and forwards, if you go on to here, so that's 584 value, we're getting 116 knocked off it, so we may get that down to 300,000, but we'll have to see. I mentioned about getting the combine, upgrading the engine on that and the capacity, but it wants 280,000 to do so. So I think that's going to be a solid no for now, and we'll just have to make do on that one. But Right, we're going to just pull this up to here, and what I am going to say is thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and before I forget, let's go to here, let's collect that money in there. So we're now up to 141,357. Bye for now.